Hi, my name is Jeff Van der Poel. I'm from University of Lausanne. I'm responsible for digital learning and AI for education in our rectorate. And I'm also a lecturer. And this is what I wanted to share with you, how to maybe use AI now for enhanced activities online. So it all started for me a year ago. I was asked by friends to give a workshop in occupational therapists in Brussels. And I prepared my workshop thinking like I'm going to have 30, 40 people. And the morning before, I just go to visit my friend, and he said, okay, this is where you're going to give your workshop. And I said, wow, something is wrong. How those 30, 40 people will fit into that will be too large. No, you got 180 people there. I said, okay, so I have another night to rethink what I'm going to do. And I called my friend at UCLAB, because I'm working with UCLAB at UNIL for some time now. And they told me, we got new AI feature that can actually interact and engage your audience, even though it's a big lecture hall. So that's how it started. So I'm going to ask you to connect to the event. You can either scan the QR code, or you can just go to wooclab.com and woot25. And then I see that we are gathering together. And my idea is to propose to you a kind of activity that actually looks like a classroom. Some moment of reflection will be shorter than normal, but it's just to share an experience on how AI can actually propose activities to have some kind of good interaction with a large audience. And I'm teaching as well in the Bachelor 1 classes in front of 600 students, and I also use those kind of techniques when I'm in front of them. So I guess I will move on. So 71 persons, yeah, that's good. I think you can always connect because the code's still somewhere, but no, I will maybe, yeah, okay. So the first thing that comes into mind when you want to give a lecture, which is kind of having a variation of activities, I always use a conversational framework model of Lauriard, because she identified clearly action of my students. They can acquire, they can inquire, discuss, practice, collaborate, or produce. So when you see those actions, you can actually evaluate the variety in your teaching and understand if you are most of the time doing the same thing or having ideas about diversifying. And I did add a 7 model, which is self-reflection, because it was not fully included in it, and I think metacognition, it's an important one. So let's go and dive straight to the question. My first question, and this is where you're going to answer, is asking you actually among those 7 learning actions, in your own knowledge as a teacher, as an instructional designer that work with teacher, if I give you 100 points, you each have 100 points, how would you distribute them among those 7 activities? The more points, the more actually activity is done, actually. So I'll give you a quick minute, and the idea is to distribute the 100 points you were given among those 7 activities. So acquisition, inquiry, discussion, practice, collaboration, production, and self-reflection. I'll give you a minute for that, and then I will see what kind of paradigm is often seen in higher education. I mean, we all can guess which one is going to be number 1. So I'm starting to have more, 5, 6, 7, so I'll wait until I have at least 20, 25, since normally I would give more time. I could even ask people to talk to each other in the room, but this is a 20-minute lecture instead of 45, so I will adjust my time. So let's move up to, try to move up to 30. Yeah, it's climbing good, so I'm going to show the result. And I'm going to order them in terms of importance. So, of course, acquisition and practices are still anchored in what we do. And inquiry is where students are supposed to explore documents you give them to actually go deep in knowledge. And for now, it's in the last, is it in the last place? Yes, it is in the last place. And when I do that kind of survey among teachers I'm training, it's often debate the last. And I'm always surprised because university is a place for debate. I think debate should be maybe the first paradigm we use as teaching. And often they are telling me that there's a lot of obstacle when you discuss in the class, because actually there are a lot of shy students. they might not raise the hand. So this is typically the kind of tool you can use to involve people into debate, because they would actually take time to reflect and could express themselves within that mean. So I get a good, it's quite well distributed, but acquisition and practice, and still the one. Okay, I move to the next question, and I will ask now, in your opinion, what are the main challenges when it comes to Gen AI and education for your institution? We all talked about Gen AI towards the Moot. It's the main topic. I was asked to use 50% of my time to help tackle the problem for my institution. So now, in your opinion, write down as many challenges as you want, and you can like challenges from the other as well. So I'll leave you as well a good minute to send your replies. So I have already 45, 46 contribution, 49. So you can see that if you are using that techniques in a large hall, you might have to deal with a lot of answers. So I would use that technique when I'm in a seminar of 15 people. I think it's quite good because it gathers all the opinion of the room. But if I'm in the presence of a large audience, before I wouldn't have maybe done that technique because it would take me time to debrief with my students. So now I will ask you to please stop answering, and I will show you actually the feature that is available now. Now I have the ability through AI to group all the answers of my audience. So I can customize and with instruction, directing what I want exactly, but I will simply here ask to group the answer, and I will let the job to be done. Hopefully the Wi-Fi will say so. This is an AI adapting and evaluating all the answers and grouping them in clusters. So for me, when I will debrief in front of my large audience, then I will have sections I can go and dive into, but I don't have to analyze myself all the 92 answers I received. So I will leave it the time it takes, but I think that in a couple of seconds it might work. I tried today, but yeah, Wi-Fi is a little bit slow. So as you see, I can now organize, make open question about a topic before my class in a large audience, and here is the result. So actually, we talk about cost, we talk about security and data privacy, critical thinking and ethics, assessment and learning, others, and AI literacy, and I can see the number of messages for each topic, meaning the importance of it. And when I would debrief in the room, I just click here on the topic, and I got all the messages that were actually sorted in the proper way. So now I can also have that kind of activity in front of my classroom. Now I'll ask you to visit a notebook LM. So I created a notebook LM which is alimented with, which is feed it with most important report about AI in higher education. So I can share my notebook LM, but you will need a Google address to access to it. So if you don't have a Google address, don't feel, let's say, pushed to do so. The idea is that in my lecture, I would give access to my student to a content I have prepared for them. And here it's a notebook LM. So access to it. And my idea now is, since that notebook LM is fed with 50 or 60 reports about good practices about AI in education, my idea now is I'm going to let you work by two, so work with your neighbor. You can ask the notebook LM questions, and I would need actually to come back to these. What are the most important advices you would like to share when it comes to integrating properly AI in teaching and learning? So I give content to my student. You all have the notebook LM. You talk to each other. You have 3 minutes now to ask the notebook about ideas or feed with your own point of view. Talk to your neighbor. So 3 minutes are gone now, and you have time for 3 minutes to feed it up. It's a fucking scam. Yeah. Okay, I will delete that comment because I didn't go to operate, but we are actually having to be careful about the manners we use words. So sorry for guys, but that is not something I like to keep on the board. People like it, so yeah, okay, I keep it. Yeah, I will ask people to explain, and I will ask to see you at the end of the class. Okay, so I hope it's going to be other things. Maybe it's notebook LM answer, hopefully. So yeah, go on. 2 minutes more now, and try to actually gather as many advice you would give to an institution or to teacher when it comes to actually integrate properly AI in teaching and learning. Okay, keep going, 1 more minute. So as I said, this is a simulation. Normally I would give a good 10 or 15 minutes for these activities, and I will ask people to talk to each other, so it will make a lot of noise in the room like our colleague did this morning. Okay, so once I had enough of answer, I do the same thing. I just ask to group answers here with an AI, and I will also use that for the debrief to understand actually how can I talk about it. So we talk about actually criticism and caution. It's criticism, okay, I'm not going to repeat the first one. So being critical about AI content, critical thinking, remain critical is always important in fact, or to be critical when it comes to AI use. Strategies and approaches, intentionality, human in the center, make learning more effective instead of easier. So we've got a lot of good advices. And personally, I'm starting to develop this model that I use for actually both asking teacher to prepare the teaching. I use it myself when I prepare my lectures. And I'm also trying to use it for our students to understand the importance of actually developing some kind of human AI skills that are possibly augmenting us in the way we are learning and teaching. So it's important because I have many teachers. I don't know if anybody here had the same problem, but I have a friend of mine. He allows AI for practical work and workshops, and everything is good. But once it came to the exam, he realized that the grades dropped a lot. So our students, they are using a lot of AI. They are developing what Knowles used to call a feeling of knowing. And the feeling of knowing is the most dangerous thing for a student because they are delegating the cognitive part of their work, which is the most important. They never challenge about that, and they realize when it comes to the test or the exam, this is where they realize actually they didn't learn anything. So AI can be something interesting, but if you think about the 4 dimensions I present here, it's an idea of understanding AI capabilities, so what AI can do and what it cannot. It's an idea afterwards to understand what are the essential critical skills I must develop in order to control the output of an AI. Don't forget, LLM are just producing text for text. Something is plausible, it doesn't mean it's correct. So it's really important to keep building essential critical skills. On the 3rd dimension, I put the AI literacy. It's actually understanding the limits of AI, how it works, understanding how to prompt it, understanding the effect it's got on the planet and sustainability, understand also the socioeconomic power behind the big GAFAM that are running those and why are they doing so. So AI literacy. And the 4th one will be distinctive human capabilities. And when you have talking about essay and things that teachers are scared to ask now or ask to be done in the classroom. Think about the idea of, okay, you used to ask a dissertation about that. So in those, what is the AI capabilities? What is the essential critical skills you want your student to demonstrate? What are the AI literacy you need to teach with? And also, what is the instinctive part? I'll give you an example. I give a class about, I'm giving class to social worker in Bachelor 1, and we talk about AI and the use. So I give them a prompt, 2 pages prompt, where they have a debate with Foucault, with Socrates, and 3 or 4 different philosophers, and I ask them to run it and to debate. And the exam is actually printing the conversation they had with the fake philosophers or sociologists and give me critical point of view about that. Foucault said that, but it's not related to his theories. I would have said that I was surprised Socrates mentioned that, but when he mentioned that, yes, it's in line with his thinking. So what I will measure is that, not the understanding of what Foucault said. So actually we can turn it around and make it fun as well, using distinctive human capabilities and critical thinking instead of just content they have to swallow and deliver back to us. So now the next exercise is actually, you can also work with your neighbor. I would ask you to write example for each dimension. So what is for you AI capabilities, essential critical skills, AI literacy, and distinctive human capabilities. So I'll give you a good 4 minutes now to actually fill all the categories with example. What AI can do, what is an essential critical skills that my student need to develop, what are an example of AI literacy competencies, and what is distinctive capabilities. So let's go, 3 minutes. I could have put the timer on WooClub, but I don't like it, it's a bit stressful, so I prefer to be the timer myself. Okay, keep going. I go for 1 more minute, because the timing is different from what you tell me, that what the screen tells, but it's okay. I will respect the timing. So as you see, I can ask but you don't discuss much with each other, or maybe you're whispering? Okay, so as you've seen, I propose a little framework of discussion, and then I'm asking my student to actually illustrate it. So what I can do with AI, for each column, I have by default the possibility to actually generate summary. So it will generate summary that you will find in the bottom, where actually here I have a summary of the answers that were on the same column, and I can do that for each column here, generate summary. And I can discuss with the class actually the summary, and you will have also the summary in the answers when I can, for example, share with the group the statistics of the event. But what I can do as well when it comes to critical skills, I can create a new agent and I tell him, okay, answer like a teacher who think AI has no place in education. And then he will generate IDs, and he will take the point of view of someone who will reinforce the importance of critical skills. So as you've seen, it's another way to engage and do a brainstorm together and actually using AI to actually enrich the dialogue or just summarize it. So now if I come back to my proper things, so yes, we saw that when it comes to AI capabilities, it can do all of that. Autonomous agentivity, knowledge extraction, content generation, language, pattern recognition, translation, this is all it can do. When it comes to human critical skills, it's quite slow, but yeah, so it can do all of that, so communication, documentation, metacognition, ethical framework, so it's all applying all those competencies into what is produced by the AI. The slide will be available online after the class, after the presentation. Sorry, yeah, we can never make ourselves. So this is actually, you will find a lot of competencies framework that are always divided in technical understanding, critical evaluation, practical application, and ethical consideration. And actually, this is the most important thing, is that human can understand holistic sense-making, conceptual creativity, moral judgment, responsibility, empathy, interdisciplinary synthesis, metacognitive orchestration, and all of that are human skills that are not yet, I mean, they can be imitated by AI, but they are not, they are shallow, I would say. So this is actually the 4 dimension. Now, I could give you another exercise, and you could have fun in 2 minutes with drag and drops and give you example of competencies that you can actually drag and drop in the right part of the brain. And, but since the time is passing, I'd just like to tell you, for the one who likes it, if you go to this QR code or the tiny URL, I set up a Kialo. Kialo is good for prolonging debate after class. It's a tool that was presented here too. So it means that I created a discussion board. AI is a great assistant for teaching and learning. And around those, I just created 4 theses. And for each thesis, you can choose to be for or against. And we can debate in a week. And afterwards, I will have a visual representation here of what people think, pro and cons, and debate in my class. So this is time for me to wrap it up, I think. So you could see, actually, I didn't talk about ICAP, but ICAP is about passive, active, constructive, interactive. It's also a way to interpret, to bring engagement in a lesson and classroom. And it can do that also in live session, diagnosis poll, peer instruction, collaboration canvases, rapid brainstorming. And if you have any question, you can express them or you can put it online. Thank you.
Any questions? No? All right. Well, if there's no questions, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, you've got one? There we go.
So I just thank you for your presentation, because I think it was wonderful. So I'm just digesting, so don't have any questions, but it was really wonderful, especially your visualization of some kind of the knowledge, like Loillard. I loved your presentation of I'm sorry, I have a problem with her name, but framework prepared by Loillard. And I really loved your presentation, and it was a wonderful way to show us this tool also. So thank you very much.
You.
Thank you. Oh, there we go.
You always take one, it's good, thank you.
Thank you. My name is Martin, I'm coming from Estonia. Estonian Healthcare College. So just for information, sir, that AI Leap, the new chapter in the Estonian development, so that Estonia launched A-Leap, an educational innovation program developed through public-private collaboration. And this program will provide Estonian students and teachers with access to the world-class AI-based educational applications. along with the necessary skills to use them effectively in the learning and teaching. AI leap, you get the more information. Thank you.
Okay, so you can post it online and people will just have a look. It's great to have actually all government providing AI to students instead of us relying on a private company, so it's a good idea. Thank you.
Hi, thanks for your presentation. My name is Bruno Polubert from Université de Montréal, and I would like to know, in your experience, what is critical in having teachers engaging in the process of incorporating AI, overcoming their resistance, and actually engaging into starting developing their skills and competencies with AI?
I mean, it's a great question. We are recorded, but I'm from Belgium, basically, so I'm always speak up my mind. I was asked by a friend lately, does AI will revolutionize teaching? And I said, no, it will revolutionize learning. So I think that our university are places where nothing is changing. I mean, yesterday's party was about imagine yourself in the future, and I wanted to print a t-shirt, nothing has changed. Because, I mean, I've been around since 35 years, and we still mostly teach the same. People like us who are instructional designers are seeing the great teachers that comes to innovate. They are 20-25%. So I think the pressure will come by the way the learners are going to get prepared for the lectures. And I think the challenge for the teacher is just to be in sync with that. And that's what I'm telling them all the time. So this is what AI can do. My job is to provide you an example. I'm a lecturer myself, so I'm giving them some lecture I give. I'm providing them information about the tools and the abilities and what they can do. But afterwards, is the academic freedom to do it or not? And that is where I stop. But I think on the learner's side, if in the curriculum a student has a couple of teachers that are actually integrating AI properly, they will put pressure on the other teacher to do so. So I think it's difficult to convince a teacher, and it's just maybe nourishing him with critical thinking about AI and what it can bring, and let himself, with his own freedom, find his way too. But if he feels endangered, I think he will block and not go into it. And I think this is where we are now. And I think we talk too much about academic integrity and cheating for AI instead of thinking actually human and AI together as augmented learners. But we can talk later if you want, but this is a lot of interesting subject about that. Thank you.
Thank you very much.